Hello everyone, welcome to these channeled messages for the zodiac signs. These messages are timeless, they'll come to you when you need them, and they'll be your next 7 days. So when you listen to these messages, they're messages from Spirit for the next 7 days. Let's get started. Okay, Cancer, interesting mix of cards, very good progression, good message from Spirit for your next 7 days. So you've got the overall energy for the next 7 days is Lizard Spirit with dream the world into being. Now, how this is playing in your life, out in your life, where this is playing out in your life, what aspect of yourself is playing out here is self-acceptance. And then we have the Tarot, we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Emperor. This is the perfect energy to finish this reading on. I really like how all the messages are so tied in together here for you, Cancer. It's one very clear message. So there's no mucking about in these next 7 days. It's not wishy-washy. It's not a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It is, bam, this is where you're going. So Lizard Spirit is saying dream the world into being. It's time to dream again, Cancer. It's time to push past the limits of the mundane. Oh, I like that, Spirit. It's time to push past the limits of the mundane. Same old, same old. No. Dream the world into being. Cancer, dream your world into being. Dream who you want to be into being. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit's actually saying you've been through such a journey that you are already who you wanted to be. But you're not. Oh, Spirit's saying you just haven't tapped into it yet. I don't even think you realize it yet. So dream the world into being. I think actually when you start dreaming about, okay, what do I want to manifest in my life? What do I want to, I feel there's a sense here that you're actually going to realize how much you've changed and how much you are the person that you've alwa's wanted to be. That's an interesting message. Spirit's guiding me on because Spirit's saying to me this holds the key. Self-acceptance. The card says, hang on, just see if I can get that. Oh. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. Self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in your oneness, dear divine. And this is saying to me, it's just reaffirming how Spirit's saying you already are the one you've wanted to be. There's no more working on yourself, Cancer. We can get caught up in that, where we start to transform and we think, yes, I've got to learn more, I've got to be more, I've got to, and we get caught up on that. I need to evolve, I need to grow, I need to be better, I need to, because we feel that that brings with it no more errors, no more mishaps, no more what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit, please? Can you find me the perfect word? No more doubting yourself. No more not seeing who you are in the now. It's almost like Spirit's showing me or telling me a projection into the future. So Cancer, there's this sense of now is not the time to project into the future, which is interesting with this dream your world into being card, because that kind of does ask you to project into the future. So it's interesting. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit's saying to me, the card says dream your world into being. Now I was saying that's dream yourself into being, but Spirit's saying no, the card is saying your world. So you have already dreamt yourself into being. You are already the self that you wanted to be. There's just a level of acceptance that hasn't caught up with that. You probably don't see how much you've changed at the level that you've changed. So Spirit's saying here, no, this is looking at your world and dreaming your world into being, because you're dreaming too small. You're looking too restricted, too close to home. It's sort of like I'm sitting here and this is what I'm looking at. But look at this city behind. You know, in the city symbolizes like a lot of potential, doesn't it? A lot of jobs, a lot of people, a lot of influence. But you kind of got your back to that. And there's a sense here that Spirit's saying, you know, you kind of need, in this dreaming your world into being, I think that's how you discover how much you are the person that you want to be. Isn't that wonderful? I just said to Spirit, oh Spirit, I'm butchering this. I'm not making it clear. I feel like I've made a mess of it. But Spirit's saying to me, no, it's exactly how it needed to be said and shown. And I feel I'm actually a Cancer rising, so I feel that maybe some of you are like that. Some of you are feeling, I'm getting these opportunities, I'm getting this, there's this potential that I can see, or I'm starting to dream about how my life can change, but I'm making a mess of it. I'm butchering it in some way. No, you're not. There is knowledge that's going to come out of that. There is self-awareness in that bit of fumbling, maybe, Cancer. That's how you find your way. That's how you find your footing. That's how you find with this 9 of Wands. It's how you find the Ace of Wands that is perfect for you out of all the other Aces of Wands that might come your way. So it's like when we dream, there's so much glitz and glitter that can attract our attention, and we go off on different tangents, and that's not normally how I see, well sometimes, but not often how I see the 9 of Wands. But in your reading, Cancer, it's like, I could do this, and then I could maybe that, and then look at this has plenty of opportunity, maybe good money, or I'm going to meet so many people, or this is interesting. Or so in your dreaming, you're creating so many Aces of Wands, so many potential gifts from the universe, gifts from Spirit. And it's in that seeing things, it's in that growth, it's in that expansion. We expand when we dream, because we go past the probable into potentially the impossible. But that's dreaming, isn't it? Because then we have the potential to turn the impossible into the possible. Beautiful messages for you, Cancer. And we finish with the Emperor. And the Emperor embodies self-acceptance. The Emperor embodies its own power. The Emperor knows himself, herself, through and through, flaws and all. He doesn't allow his flaws to hold him back. He knows what they are. He sees them clearly. There is so much self-acceptance in what he possibly sees as flaws or sees as lack in himself. But because he sees it and accepts it, he can work around it. He has counselors. He has people that have knowledge that he doesn't. Just because he's the emperor of an empire, it doesn't mean that he knows how to do everything. That's ridiculous, isn't it? But sometimes that's what we expect of ourselves. We expect to be able to do everything and everything perfectly. No. And that's why sometimes we find it so hard to dream. Because we get caught up in the, I've got to do it all. I've got to be all of it. And when we're not quite there, we limit our dreams. And then there's the lack of self-acceptance comes in. Spirit's saying, nuh-uh, not for you, Cancer. These next 7 days, I feel are going to be really going to set you on a different path, or they're really going to even cement the path that you're on. It's going to feel wonderful. It's really going to feel wonderful, Cancer. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light and blessings, Cancer. See you next time. Bye.